Everyone wants to live an inspired life, yet so many people search for happiness following the footsteps of peers and taking advice from people who have different values and outcomes to which they're searching. There are people born into wealth, graduated from the best universities in the world, and there are people who have none of that and yet are living extraordinary lives full of fulfillment and reward. The purpose of this podcast is to share insights and strategies that allow you to question the status quo and think freely, so you can design your life and be who you want to be. We get one life. Time is our most valuable asset. I believe that when we're free and able to focus on meaningful work, we become better human beings. This is Always Free, and I'm your host, Jason Graystone.
Welcome to the leading podcast for financial empowerment and wealth creation. Subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. You can connect with Jason on social media and subscribe to the Jason Graystone YouTube channel for weekly videos. Don't forget to also subscribe to the weekly newsletter to receive frequent educational content and action steps to help you design your life so you can be who you want to be. For news on all future events and updates, go to jasongraystone.com.
Well, welcome back to the podcast, guys. I hope you all had a good week so far. If this is the first time you're listening, this is, of course, the number one podcast for financial empowerment and wealth creation. My name is Jason Graystone, the host, and if this is the first ever episode you've listened to, make sure you go back to episode 1 and start your Always Free journey there. You'll get the most out of it that way. This week, I really wanted to kind of talk about something quite relevant at the moment. I've got tons of messages on Bitcoin, funnily enough, over the last week since I put my latest trade into Bitcoin, or my latest, I put out a video on my YouTube channel. And if you hasn't subscribed to my YouTube channel, by the way, please make sure you go and subscribe to that, because I do a lot of more visual representations and visual videos and lessons on that channel with a lot of the content that I go through on this podcast. So not only that, I've got a goal to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2021 and 1 million subscribers by December 23. So I'd really appreciate you guys that have been avid listeners to this podcast to help and follow me on that journey and help me get there. I would really appreciate it. All you got to do is go and subscribe and just go and watch a few of the videos, give them a like, and I would really appreciate that. So Bitcoin, I placed my latest trade on Bitcoin. I've been bombarded with messages on how to actually buy Bitcoin, and I did a whole video on that on the YouTube channel, which you can go and do. So what I wanted to do is, on this particular episode of the podcast, is just explain a little bit about what you might need to go and research if you're looking to get into cryptocurrency or put money into cryptocurrency, because let's face it, that's where the world is going. And I want to make sure that everyone listening to this, all you always freers, are going about it the right way. You're armed and equipped with the right advice, and you don't get stung, and you don't get go down any rabbit holes. So I want to just talk about, if you're thinking about buying Bitcoin, I just want to open your eyes to a few things you need to be aware of, okay? If you want to figure out how to actually buy it, you can go and watch my YouTube video. It's called How to Buy Bitcoin, step by step. It's a very easy video. Just type in Jason Graystone into YouTube and go and check that video out. It's from about, it's one of the videos in February 2021, if you're searching this in the future. But really, there's two things you need to be aware of, okay? So I want to take you through a little two-step process here. So first of all, if you're going to want to buy Bitcoin, you're going to need access to an exchange. I personally use Coinbase, right? Now, that Coinbase account will allow you to actually buy Bitcoin. And then what you essentially do is you want to hold that Bitcoin in a hot wallet or a cold wallet. Okay, now let me explain the differences between the two. A hot wallet is online, okay? And if you're storing it in a hot wallet, you might want to look at something called BlockFi. And BlockFi is where you can transfer the cryptocurrency that you own into a hot wallet like BlockFi, and they will pay you up to, I think it's 6% at the moment per month on the Bitcoin that you hold in that wallet, which is incredible. And I know that sounds crazy, but BlockFi is a reputable company. It's got a lot of good investors behind it. Not that I'm recommending anything, and nothing here I say here is financial advice, but it's that's what I do. Okay, so you can host it in a hot wallet called BlockFi. Or you can store it in a cold wallet. And what a cold wallet is an offline wallet. It's like a USB like hard piece of hardware. I personally use the Ledger Nano X, which is a little USB dongle type thing that you plug into your computer and you transfer the cryptocurrency onto that device. Okay. And the benefit of doing that is it's completely offline and it's not liable for hacking and people trying to steal your cryptocurrency and your Bitcoin. So that is the most secure way of doing it, in my opinion. And if you are going to put your money into a hot wallet like BlockFi, you might also use a password encryptor to ensure that people don't, people can't actually get into your BlockFi account unless they've physically got your phone or your device, which hopefully that doesn't happen. So the cold wallet is, as I say, a piece of hardware. A Ledger Nano X is a little USB device that plugs into your computer, and you go through a series of processes to set up that wallet. And one of which is you get access to a public key and a private key. The public key is what you use to be paid in Bitcoin or to transfer Bitcoin to other people. But the private key is in the form of 24 key phrases. Okay, and those little words, they're probably 3 to 5 words, I think, each of them, each of the 24 words. And those words make up your private key, and they are not to be shown to anyone. Okay, so you want to make sure that you write them down on a piece of paper. Don't put them on a screenshot or take a picture of them on your phone and come back to them later, or put them in the iCloud or anything like that. They need to be offline. They need to be stored on paper, and you put somewhere very, very safe. And if people see those 24 words, those key phrases, your cryptocurrency is as good as gone, because anyone with those key phrases can access all of your cryptocurrency. All right. So first of all, you store the coins on your hard wallet. You use a 24 key phrase private key in order to access them, and from that device you can transfer Bitcoin via the app, the Ledger app, which is pretty simple to do. Okay. Now the second stage is, obviously, a piece of paper with written key phrases isn't great. We want to take it a little step further than that, and we want to have a device that enables you to keep those key phrases safe and offline. And for that, there's something called a still wallet. And the still wallet, all it is there's a couple of variants, but you put the 24 key phrases into still. You can either get a kit where you hammer them in, or you can slide in these still pieces and you lock the still wallet, physical wallet, and you can put it in a safe, or you can put it anywhere in your house, and literally if your house burns down, it will still remain intact, and you've still got your cryptocurrency safe. Now that is another level of protection. If you've got a substantial amount of cryptocurrency, and it might not be relevant right now for you, but later down the line, as you convert more and more of your wealth into cryptocurrency or digital currency, then it's going to be essential for you. So you might as well get to do it now. And you've got a couple of options. You can either have 2 of these things and put them in separate locations, or you might split 12 key phrases in one and 12 key phrases in another, and you put those still wallets in different locations for an added level of security. What I will say is this: when you are transferring your cryptocurrency either to a hot wallet like BlockFi or a hard wallet, a cold wallet like a Ledger Nano X, you want to make sure that the address, every time you do a send or withdraw, you'll get a unique address, and you want to make sure that unique address is correct on the receiving end as well. Make sure that the first 4 and the last 4 digits are identical and it's the same address. Otherwise, it will just go off into cyberspace, and you'll have well, who knows? There could be some complexities to that, but make sure that is correct before you transfer the money. If you don't feel comfortable sending large amounts of money straight away, then just start small. Make sure it transfers okay, and then do the bigger amount or the larger amount after that. So hopefully that answers your question on how to store Bitcoin. Essentially, it's a couple of steps, right? So you want to buy the Bitcoin first. You can use Coinbase for that, which I use. I'll put a link to Coinbase in the description of this podcast. Once you buy the Bitcoin, you can literally, you've basically bought the Bitcoin. Then it's a case of transferring that into a hot wallet or a cold wallet, or you might store a bit in both. Hot wallet would be BlockFi or something like that. Hard wallet would be, or a cold wallet would be a Ledger Nano X, which cost about, I think it's about £100 if you're here in the UK. And of course, it comes with an app and very, very clear, easy to use instructions. And then lastly, the 24 key phrases that make up your private key, you can store on paper and put in a fire safe. But if I were you, I would invest in a little still wallet, which is literally a piece of steel that you put the little still letters in to make up the words, the key phrases. You lock the still wallet and then put that in the safe. That's going to be a little bit more of added protection for you. And that's it. So that's really all I wanted to get across in this episode. I know it was a bit more technical and a bit more kind of instructions. If you want to check out more of this, I'm going to do a full-blown video tutorial on my YouTube channel that you can go and watch so you can see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm going to set up a brand new cold wallet from scratch and still wallet from scratch just for demonstration purposes. Of course, I'll be throwing the thing away when I've finished that demonstration because it will be useless when I show you guys the key phrases, but that's the type of guy I am. So hopefully you got value from that. Next week we'll be back with another episode, and until then, don't forget to share this podcast, guys. Take care, have a great rest of your day and weekend, and I'll see you then.
Subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. For news on all future events and updates, go to jasongraystone.com.